and welcome to another video. Today we're going to open up the Secret Lair drop series Phyrexian Praetors Complete Edition. You can see it right there. We've got the wonderful Phyrexian text on the side there. You can kind of tell, at first I was like, wait, is that the way you look at it? Is that the way you look at it? But I looked it up, and in case you didn't know, this is the correct way to read Phyrexian text. The little up and down kind of line there, right there on the top left. That's like the start of the sentence or the phrase. I'm not sure if anybody's a Phyrexian language expert. Please feel free to correct me. But then the very end there, it's got that little kind of backwards, almost like a backwards check or a sideways backwards check. That's the end. So that's how you know you're looking at it in the right direction. So there you go. A little bit of tidbit there. We're gonna actually talk a little bit about, light lore on some of what the Praetors are, because when I first saw this, I knew these were powerful cards, and I knew, like, based on what the text of the cards were and their abilities, that they were really powerful. But I didn't actually know that much about the history of what these Praetors were and who the different characters were and what some of the differences were and some of their characteristics. So I'll try to cover some of that as we open these too. Nice little foil sticker there. I'm really liking all the different little color change symbols there. That's awesome. That little seal sticker, really sweet. And then also, if you weren't aware, there was also a promo when you ordered this. You could get the Dungeons and Dragons booster pack, so we'll open that at the end, see what that looks like too. So we'll just kind of set that off to the side there, but let's get this going. We've got a much smaller box than the former Secret Lair boxes. I do have a video, it's actually an old video, I'll probably put it up soon, from the Bob Ross Secret Lair, which I opened a long time ago, recorded it, just never uploaded it, so I think this would be a good time. I'll put that up soon here, but yeah, nice little kind of useless piece of cardboard now, Secret Lair drop series right there. And then we've got thank you for being a part of Secret Lair. Yeah, cool. And this opens off to the side. We've got the Phyrexian text there. Let's compare it, make sure it's the same. I assume it's the same, but just to see, I think that's different. It looks different to me. Yeah, no, that's different. Or, oh no, that's different. It is kind of interesting. So the top line on the outer package is the bottom line on the interior package. And then the bottom line on the outside package is the top line on the interior package. I don't understand what that means or why that's different, but, what are you going to do, right? All right, cool. So let's get this opened up here. Oh, this is a slide. This kind of slides out. Copyright Wizards of the Coast 2021. There we are. Secret Lair drop series. Nice. Anything else on the sides? No more printing? Okay, cool. All right, well, let's open it up, and there we go. I still cannot believe this. This was such, I know obviously the prices of these cards go down, but this might have been one of the highest valued Secret Lairs ever at time of announcement in terms of the value of the cards inside. I could be completely wrong there, but I feel like it was. It was at least one that made me go, ooh, I'm going to buy that. Because I actually only have one of these cards previously in my collection, so now I've got all of them. I'm really looking forward to doing maybe like some kind of a crazy 5-color commander build with all the Praetors. I don't even know if that's possible or feasible or smart, but it might be fun. At the very least, trying to build at least a monocolored commander deck around each Praetor would sound like a really fun idea. So lots of cool things we can do with this. And of course, on the back, you can see I've got a Phyrexian Swamp, and well, that's kind of cool. So I did not order the foil version. You can see there, no foil. But that swamp is a foil swamp. That's nice. I didn't know that they did that. That's really cool. Thank you for that, Wizards. That's really awesome. I am going to take it out of the package because I love lands, and I definitely will be putting this in some decks. Well, that's cool. I have the regular Phyrexian Swamp from the Jumpstart Phyrexian deck. I actually pulled the Phyrexian Jumpstart pack, and that has the non-foil version of this in it, but I didn't have the foil version, so little bent as foils are, but that's okay. I forgive you, Wizards, because that's cool. You gave me a foil. Yay! I'm assuming all of them are like that. That's kind of cool, though. That's really nice. Nice touch. I didn't expect to get a foil, so that's cool. I will take it for sure. Thank you. Sweet. Actually, let's set that right up there. There we go. I know some people are getting the special like mirror card that's like serial numbered, whatever number out of 100 that they sometimes are getting in the Phyrexian Secret Lair. So that would have been really cool to get one of those since there's literally only 100 of them, but that's all right. Is this gold or is this tan? I think it's maybe gold, kind of like Secret Lair gold, I'm assuming is what that is. Yeah, that is what it is. Okay, let's open these up and take a look at them. And then we'll kind of talk through each one. Like I said, a little bit of lore about each one, in case you didn't know, so stay tuned, and then we'll open that in a little bit as well. So the whole point of this Secret Lair is that everything is written in the Phyrexian text, so you actually have to, unless you're an expert in reading Phyrexian just on the fly, which how many of us are? I know there are some people out there that are, but not many, I'm sure. I'm not one of them. So if you are curious as to what this card actually is and what the words are, I'm going to put those on the screen. I'll probably put it up like right here or something. So here, I'll kind of try to go like this, and then I'll put that on the side. All right, so this is Elesh Norn, Grand Cenobite. And basically, the Praetors here, before there were Praetors in Phyrexia, they were kind of mainly based around the black mana color and a little bit of colorless stuff too. But with the Praetors, there was actually one for each color theme, essentially. So this is the one for the white mana color. And Elesh Norn is really like a kind of like a religious leader, if you will. That's what the Cenobite refers to. Their faction, each one of them has like a different colored faction, but Elesh Norn's faction is called the Machine Orthodoxy, and it's essentially the only really kind of religious aspect of Phyrexian culture. And of course, Elesh Norn is the highest member of that clergy. Their whole point is that they really want to unify all of Phyrexia, so pretty cool. And as you can see on the screen with the English translation there, this one is Vigilance. Other creatures you control get +2/+2, and creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. So definitely, a little bit expensive. 7 total, mana value there to get that thing out, but still awesome to see. It really just gives you a huge advantage and disadvantages your opponent. That's really the theme of the power kind of behind all of these cards. Is they do really nice things for you, and they do the exact opposite, if not worse, for your opponents. So this is a perfect example of what that is. And Vigilance on top of it too. I mean, if this thing comes out, you need to remove it, or else you're going to have a problem if you're facing, an Elesh Norn across the table from you. So there we go. There's the Phyrexian version of Elesh Norn. You get the little Phyrexian symbol underneath the text there too. That's a nice touch. Cool little borders all around the side. I really like this. And you've got the like handwritten or hand-drawn numbering down there. 4 out of 7. Not 4 out of 7. 4. It's a 4/7 basically. So pretty cool. There's the first one. All right, we'll set that down on the side there. And now we've got our next one, and I'll put up the English translation again so you can see that. But this is, so interestingly enough, this is Jin Gitaxis. Whoop, let me get that up there. There we go. Sorry, readjusting myself here. Jin Gitaxis Core Augur, which is the most expensive of all the Praetors. 10 total mana to get this thing out. 2 blue and 8 of any color. The faction that Jin Gitaxis is a part of is called the Progress Engine. He's really all about experimentation and seeking perfection and kind of manipulating things and really kind of not a nice dude overall. Very kind of almost like a psychopath, if you will. Just kind of someone who's all into like tinkering and trying to achieve perfection through manipulating different creatures and whatnot. So that's kind of their thing. But as you can see, it's a flash, but then at the beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards, and each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7. That's devastating, which is why I think having it be flash makes it even more devastating, because you could do that at just the right time, completely erase your opponent's hand, and you're going to get a ton of cards at the end of your end step. If you combine this with something like a Reliquary Tower or some other effect that allows you to have no maximum hand size, I mean, Seagate Restoration, there's all kinds of things that could happen, if you're in blue at least. I mean, this could be really powerful for you to get a ton of cards. Even if it doesn't end up lasting, if you can at least get 1 turn use out of this, like if you flash in right before your end step, then you get to draw your 7 cards. At a minimum, you've paid 10 mana to draw 7 cards, and each of your opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7 as long as it's on the battlefield. So if it doesn't get dealt with right away, at the end of your next opponent's turn, they're going to have to get rid of all their cards. So pretty cool, pretty powerful. A little bit of interesting trivia about this one, and actually really kind of all the Praetors. They actually originally tried to make them have more colored mana pips. So this is 8 and 2 blue, but they wanted it to have 7 and 3 blue originally, so same total, but just more dedicated to that color. And I believe that was the same with all, if not most of the other Praetors, that they wanted to have more pips for the color that they were in. But they ended up just realizing that the names were so long that they wouldn't have room. I don't know why they didn't just consider having smaller text size or whatever. I mean, that's a decision for the design team. I don't know what their thoughts are there, but you know, that's what they did. So that's why they actually changed to have it be with, you know, 2 colored pips rather than 3. Also, this particular card, the original name was much longer. It actually did not fit. This is the longest name of all of them. So Jingataxis Core Augur was originally supposed to be called Jingataxis the Augur of the Core. And difference there really is, you know, the augur here, it's not really an auger like you would think of like a drill. That's spelled different way. That's spelled with the ER at the end. This is AUGUR, as you can see there on that translation. But that the augur in this way is really referring to like a priest or a prophet kind of a figure. So definitely not the same thing as a drill. So yeah, kind of a little interesting trivia there. All right, so let me set that down here. We'll move on to the next one, which is Sheoldred, the Whispering One, or Sheoldred Whispering One. Technically, there's no the in there. Make sure I read that right for you. So this is the black Phyrexian Praetor, which that's the original color kind of Phyrexia. So this one is, you know, it makes sense, very on theme. It's also why the Phyrexian Swamp is the one land that they included in here, because that's got the Phyrexian text on the swamp, because Phyrexian and black mana, they just go together. Like, you know, that's they're mutually exclusive, at least originally before the Praetors came along. But you can read here, this is Swamp Walk, so it can't be blocked as long as the defending player controls a swamp. At the beginning of your upkeep, you return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Not to your hand, to the battlefield. So, hello, biggest threat in your graveyard, it comes right back. And then at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. So again, really good things for you, exact opposite horrible things for your opponents. Pretty powerful. The whole thing with the faction with Sheoldred, kind of her thing is she's one of 7 steel thrains, which are they're kind of like, they vie for power amongst the black Phyrexian kind of faction, and they she's kind of the current like head honcho essentially in this card. She's got like she actually speaks in a whispering voice, hence the name on the card, and she's all about like manipulation and spies, and she has like this whole network of, you know, people to make sure she's always on the up, on has the drop on you, if you will, in terms of at least knowledge of knowing what's going on and what's, you know, what's happening. She's always got a one over on somebody else, so that's kind of her thing, which is pretty cool. All right, get that one off to the side there. All right, so this guy is really interesting, especially in terms of flavor. So this is Urabrask the Hidden. Urabrask the Hidden is the red, also the cheapest of all the Praetors, and he only costs 5 total to get out. But Urabrask, as you can see here, he gives creatures you control haste, which includes himself, because he's a creature that you control as soon as he comes out, so he also has haste. And creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, so it speeds up everything you could do, and it slows down everything your opponent can do, which is just really, really powerful. His faction is called the Quiet Furnace. He's actually like a living weapon, so he's really powerful, but he is more along the lines of like an industrial, they're like an industrial faction of Phyrexia, the working class, if you will. They're really kind of in a completely separate area and don't really interact with the rest of Phyrexia that much. They're kind of on their own in terms of being a faction. They're kind of outsiders and loners, if you will. They don't really like to interact with anybody else that much, nor do they really have to. He just kind of does the things that, like, you know, fuels all of their work, and like they're the working class. They make it happen. But he's actually kind of sympathetic to the Mirren refugees that are kind of hanging out around there, and, you know, turns a blind eye to them and things. And it's kind of interesting angle that he's not really, doesn't seem to be quite as evil as the other ones. He's kind of more resistant to that whole authoritarian nature of those other Phyrexian factions. I mean, working class, it makes sense. I mean, that's kind of not really, they're not really mutually exclusive, so it makes sense that he would be kind of resistant to that whole idea of what they're trying to do as, you know, the rest of the Phyrexian factions. So yeah, very interesting. And then our last Phyrexian Praetor is Voron, Voice of Hunger. So his faction is the Vicious Swarm. These guys are really just a warrior faction. They're all about strength and natural selection, and just the strongest will survive. So pretty cool, kind of, you know, pretty cool thought process in terms of like what this faction would be with it being green. I mean, green is usually like very powerful, a lot of beasts and creatures, and you know that's what the color tries to do. So it makes sense that that would kind of align with what his faction is. And he has trample. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana up to your mana pool of any type that land produced. So it's ramping you. And then whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, that land doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step, which severely slows down your opponent as well, because they either need to have something that untaps their land, or they're going to really fall behind quickly, and you're going to speed up and really accelerate your progress there. So definitely really powerful. Those are all the Praetors. So there's a little bit of the lore, kind of some of the differences there, and then we've got this Phyrexian Swamp. I guess I'll leave that up there. That's so cool. It's a foil. I wasn't expecting that when I ordered it. That's really cool. I kind of had a feeling right away. It leaked pretty quickly on, and I also had a general guess that maybe they'd put the Phyrexian Swamp in as the bonus card. And of course they did. So really happy to see that. Oh, actually, let me grab, I actually have the only other Praetor that I own that's not one of these 5 now. Let me go grab it real quick. 1 second. All right, so here is the other one I have, which is Voron Klex Monstrous Raider. There's a lot more glare on that one than the other ones. That's quite interesting. It must be a different finish or on the printing there, but this is another Phyrexian Praetor. And just for comparison's sake, let me hold up the other one. You guys can kind of see it there. So yeah, pretty cool. Different artwork. See if I can get that glare off of it right there. So this one's more expensive. It's a 7.6. This one's only a 6.6, but you know, this guy is from Kaldheim. Really cool. Trample and haste. If it's the same theme of like doing really good things for you and doing twice the worst thing for your opponent. Trample and haste, if you put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds on that permanent or player instead. If an opponent would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put half that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead, rounded down. So this is such a fun card. Really cool, like definitely on theme with the rest of what the Praetors do. So really nice that, you know, I've got 6 Praetors here. Like, that's cool. And the cost of 1 Secret Lair plus, you know, this guy, which of course, you know, I had acquired in a trade from someone else, actually, one of my good friends. So pretty cool. I'll take it. All right, now let's finish this off by opening up our booster. So we just got all of this awesome Secret Lair open, and now we've got a free booster from Dungeons & Dragons, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. That was a nice little add-on. I wasn't expecting them to do that, and the fact that they did is really cool. And it is a set booster, not a draft booster. I thought it was supposed to be a draft booster originally. I didn't realize it was a set booster. Maybe that changed? I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you remember, if you ordered it too, if it said you were getting a set booster or draft booster. Oh, we've got a signature card. There we go. Oh, I love goblins. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. I love it. I love it. Wonderful. And we've got the whole, like, if you've ever looked at, you know, any of the books and materials for Dungeons and Dragons, this is the same font and everything, just like exactly what you would see when it talks about like a, you know, a troll. It's actually a whole troll. So technically, I mean, are there goblins in the background? Maybe. I think those guys might be goblins. I don't know, but it's definitely a troll for sure. Goblin adjacent, if you will. Man, that is so cool. I love that. Awesome. That's nice. That's the first one that has a signature on it that I've gotten, so that's cool. This is already off to a good start. All right, so we've got our Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Forest as our first card. Knoll Hunter, which is the kind of handbook variant, or whatever you would call it. Silver Raven, artifact creature bird. This is kind of on theme, so we got green and blue, basically, because there is a theme to the set boosters, roughly. See if we can figure out what it is. You find a cursed idol. So we got some artifact creature. That's not really synergy there. I don't know if we can figure it out. Yeah, that's no synergy there. It's a white card, half elf monk. Okay, Vigilance. All right, so black, green, Shesra, Death's Whisper. I don't actually think I've gotten this card, strangely enough, yet from opening up any AFR stuff, so that's cool. What else have we got? Oh, Power Word Kill. Oh, that is one of the most famous spells in Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. Yep, pretty powerful spell. Death Priest of Miracle. Tiefling. Sepulchral Ghoul. Okay. Plate Armor. All right, more uncommons. I'm gonna get to something juicy here really soon, hopefully. Oh, okay. All right, we've got white. That's our rare, very nice. And then our Shambling Gas, which we saw a second ago ahead of time, foil. And oh, we got a list card. There we go. Very nice. Aloro Ageless Ascetic. Awesome. Legendary creature, giant soldier. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Aloro Ageless Ascetic is in the command zone, you gain 2 life. Huh. I've been playing Commander for a while. I've never seen that Commander before. That's pretty cool. Y'all are probably like, no, that's so popular. I have 3 decks of him, but no. It's really nice artwork too. He almost reminds me of Thanos sitting on a throne like that, just kind of chilling. Like, that's pretty cool. Nice. A mythic rare list card in a free pack from a Secret Lair. Like, how much better can this get? This is awesome. All right, sweet. I'm happy. I'm very happy. This was a great success in my book. I'm gonna put that somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Put our haul right here so you can see everything we've got. Very nice, very disorganized. I'm gonna clean this up, but yeah, really cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you really liked my take on this, if you appreciated the lore, let me know. Give me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe, please. That would be so meaningful to me. If you did that, that would be amazing, and it would encourage me to do more stuff like this in the future. You know, tell me what you like about the video. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what videos you'd like to see. Definitely love to interact with you guys in the comments. So we will talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.